Former Minister of Youth and Sports Solomon Dalung criticized the Tinubu-led government for calling on Nigerians to sacrifice, labeling it a mockery of the masses suffering. In a post on X.com, Dalung argued that if President Tinubu is committed to the nation's prosperity, he should start by reducing his jumbo-sized government. Dalung accused the president of being out of touch with the hardships faced by Nigerians, citing reckless economic policies, wasteful expenditures, and insensitivity to citizens' plight. He suggested that sacrifice should start with the president and his administration. Mr. George.
Yeah, well, Dalung has spoken, and I think he has spoken in line with what the masses are feeling. I don't strongly, agree with governments when the people are suffering and the government appears as if all is well. Whether you like it or not, we are all buying from the same market, and it's affecting all of us. I think one of the challenges of Tinubu's government is the economy. He has not gotten it right. I don't know if they are marking time, that with time the market forces, will take shape and everything will come back to normalcy. I don't really know about that. But I expected him to get, as a city boy he is, as a former governor who has a lot of persons around him, professionals, to set up an economic team that will look into the economy of this Nigeria, and crash some of these prices of commodities, basic things, basic necessities of life. Leave all these other, things that, luxuries. Leave all those. We are talking about basic things like food, shelter, and those things that today's economy is not, favoring the ordinary people. So I'm not disagreeing with Dalung, because what the ordinary man is suffering in the street, my dear, people are slumping every day because of, thinking. You go to the market, basic things as pepper and things like that, the price has gone up astronomically, beyond the reach of the ordinary person. So I think the government of Tinubu, because when it comes to the macroeconomy, it is the federal government that runs that. So they should set up that economic team that will come and review some of these things and see how the prices of things will come down. If it means cutting down, the size of the government, if it means that, please do it, reducing their salaries and things like that to ensure that whatever they can do to bring down the prices of goods and services in this country, where the ordinary man can go to a market and get value for money, is welcome for me. Because the suffering is just too much. You see people who were used to even eating one square meal before, don't even have one anymore. They don't have one anymore. You can't go to a restaurant and buy things with even 1,000 something, something edible. You can't.
All right. Mr. Chuba.
I think, like everybody who knows understands that Dalung just spoke the mind of the people, and by virtue of his office, we are reading it out as the news, we're discussing it. Hence, everybody has been saying the same thing. You can't expect people to manage or understand with government when the government is spending 7 billion to renovate the president's apartment. We're spending 15 billion on travel allowances. We're spending trillions of naira on an highway that the Nigerian people have asked to what extent is the economic value right now when we have 6 political zones and we have major roads yet to be addressed drastically. We can see the East-West Road. We know the importance of the Leme Petrochemical and the refineries here. Whether we like it or not, we know the importance of these very strong national infrastructures. What has been done about them? Virtually nothing. So whether you accept it or you don't, the truth is this is our economic reality. But like Mr. George clearly stated, it is pertinent for government to realize that they are completely cut off from the pains of the people. We saw under this administration where they bought 160 million naira worth of SUV, stole 109 persons and 360 people. And at the end of the day, how much did that amount to? Whereas that same SUV with all its fittings is produced here in Nigeria for less than 50 million naira. But Nigerian senators came out to tell you that they will not use that vehemently, and we have a government that did not have the capacity to say this is what's going to be approved. Else nothing works. this is the kind of country we're talking about. We're talking about a country where somebody came out to say the budgets have been padded, this is how much that was padded into the budget, and at the end that person was suspended. The issues behind those, that discussion has completely been forgotten. So the insincerity of leaders and government of Nigeria is one that we cannot pretend or emphasize. So as the reality stares us in the face. I think Dalung just said it, and I hope that because of it's coming from Dalung, let them give it a thought to listen to him. Hence, whether we like it or not, like Judge clearly observed, can you comfortably say there's a meal in Nigeria that you call a balanced diet for 1,200 naira today? That's our biggest note, 1,000 naira. We cannot say we're going to buy 1,200 naira, 1,000 naira thing and be rest assured that you're fed well. There's nothing of such. And I think government should start looking towards that direction, because it is really, really appealing. And the sufferings is staring us in our faces, right in our eyes. People are eating very, very, very malnourished meals, all in the name of food. And we do not, we're talking about cholera spread in Lagos. We do not want such things to start happening to Nigerians, where Nigerians start resorting to things that we all understand and know are completely unhealthy. I think the government has to do something and has to be done fast.
All right, this is where we wrap it up on this episode of Open Conversation. Thank you so much, Judge Chinda, for coming.
Thank you very much.
And thank you very much, Chuba, for coming. It's always a pleasure having you.
My pleasure.